Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here, and today's video will be doing an unboxing of the Dark Souls board game, Tomb of the Giants core set, so let's get into it. Alright, so now that we have the game out, let's jump in and see what's inside. Now, one thing real quick is that this Tomb of the Giants core set is actually a standalone game, so you don't need the base game of the Dark Souls board game to actually play this. This Tomb of the Giants game can be played on its own, but it does work in conjunction with that base set if you do happen to have both. Now, the game itself is more of a dungeon crawler RPG type board game set in this dark fantasy Dark Souls universe, and your goal is playing as these different character types, the cleric, pyromancer, thief, as you try and take down the evil Gravelord Nito. And so again, you'll be exploring this Dark Souls based world, choosing a character, getting their starting equipment, and then again, as you progress through the campaign, you'll face off against different encounters that progressively get more and more challenging, face off against different mini-bosses, and try and survive your way until defeating the evil Gravelord. And so you can play a solo campaign or up to 3 players, each one controlling a character, but as I said, this can also combine with the base set, adding more characters into the mix. But again, this does work as a standalone game as well. And so we've got here the encounter board, basically tracks as you go through the game and the different stages as you progress until you eventually take on the final challenge, the evil Gravelord. You'll have some different locations that you visit, like graveyards, barrels you can destroy, different damage types like poison and more. And you've got your character stat sheet and card as well. And again, a lot of these have 2 different sides indicating when something's been used or not. Each character, again, has kind of their own set play abilities, strengths, weaknesses, unique abilities, and items they can equip and more. Again, very similar to the video game, but again, this time it's just going to be more of that board game form. And so you can choose one that fits your play style, potentially what you did in the game, or try it out playing as different characters, really adding to the replay value of the game. Let's open this section up. And so as you play through the game, you'll have these different tiles that will function as kind of the play area depending on what mission you're on. And so these can be switched around as long as they fit the matching elements as the mission that you're on. And so these can kind of be interchanged as well, which makes setup a little bit easier. Again, you might just arrange them in a different order or a different direction depending on the encounter and mission that you're taking on. But these indicate where your characters can move, where they can attack, where enemies can move, how enemies spawn, and much more. And so it seems a bit complex as you're going through the rulebook, but again, once you get the hang of it, it kind of all flows together and seems to make a lot of sense. These look like just different additions to the dials, so putting them together to help them spin. I've seen these in other games before. Then we've got the little miniatures here. So this one I believe is the thief, judging by the face cowl there. Nice. We've got this one, which I believe is the cleric character type. Nice. And then this one I believe is the pyromancer, so that's really cool. Got different enemy types. I believe this one might be like a necromancer of some sort. So we've got a couple of those. Got skeleton archers. We've also got skeleton warriors. Kind of a sword and shield action, which is cool. Let's see what's in this next layer down. We've got some even bigger models here. Got more of a giant skeleton archer, which is pretty cool. Got another giant skeleton warrior, this time with a sword. Again, it looks like each enemy has their own unique stat cards and abilities. Got another giant skeleton monster here. Pretty cool art style, very creepy. Got the Black Knight character, more of a mini boss as you progress through the game. And then this insane looking enemy, the Gravelord themselves, just a massive miniature, again basically as big as my hand, pretty enormous. So that's really cool. So again, these are the different enemy cards. You can see shows things like their health, their defense, their magic resistance, and more. Also some more detailed information about their activities. The more boss fight related monsters have special action cards as well. And so each move will be different. You'll kind of shuffle these up and then they'll attack your characters in different patterns. Again, this Gravelord option has that same style, a bunch of different moves. And so as you progress and fight them over time, you'll start to get better at their patterns, similar to the video games. And again, these monsters, more the common enemies, have that same type of style as well, dictating their actions and how they move. Got different colorful die based on the enemy types, and also what weapons you might be using will dictate what type of dice you roll. Now these bigger cards are more the encounters that will happen throughout the game. And so again, you can see it has the tile on where enemies might be placed, where you should place your heroes, some special activities or requirements of the card. Again, what you need to clear the stage, rewards for beating it, and much more. And so again, some of these encounters definitely get harder as you progress, but these are the random encounters or things that can happen to you as you progress through the game. Now again, similar to the game, there's some different items that you can use to upgrade your weapons. That's kind of what these things are. And so certain weapons allow you to upgrade them. You've got your Ember kind of giving you some additional powers. You've got the different weapon types that you can find, treasures you'll acquire throughout the game. And again, you'll need specific stats on your character card if you hope to equip these. Some of them are rare treasures, other ones are more common, other ones are boss specific that you can find after defeating them. And so again, it's a really cool thing as you explore and can find these different things. Again, different items you might find, maybe single use, different things like that. And so you'll explore and find these different things as you progress through the game as well, which is really cool. Again, more items and weapons that you can start with and find as you explore throughout the game. As I mentioned, each character has kind of a set of starting items, starting weapons and abilities, and you'll progressively find more as you defeat enemies and clear different encounters. So future, you'll be able to power up your characters, again, as you gain enough experience or collect enough souls throughout the game. When you rest at bonfires, you'll be able to level up your character and improve their stats accordingly, which again will allow them to equip better weapons and items as you progress throughout the game. So very similar to the video game, and I'm excited to check it out. Alright, well that wraps up this unboxing video of the Dark Souls board game, Tomb of the Giants core set. I'm really excited to check this one out. It really seems like it's going to feel like you're playing the video game, but just in a board game format. And so I'm excited to try it out. And so definitely stay tuned for a future video when we do a full review on the game, once we've had some more time to play it. And if you did want to pick up a copy of this game, there'll be a link in the description below where you can do so as well. But let us know in the comments below if you've played any of the Dark Souls board games before. Does this look like something you'd be interested in? Have you ever played any different crossover games like this that are based on video games? Let us know in the comments below. Well again, hopefully you enjoyed this unboxing video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. And if you wanted again to pick up a copy of this game, there'll be a link in the description below where you can do so. And if you like videos like this on video games, board games, and everything nerdy, check out one of our other videos here. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.